Okay, here we go. A #1 contender fight here between Brazil's Andressa Romero in the blue corner and France's Eva Dourthe in the red. And interestingly, her debut in HEXAGONE MMA, which was at HEXAGONE MMA 6 earlier this year, was actually the first fight that Dourthe had ever had in France.
That is crazy, must be said. She did lose a razor-close split decision to the UFC's Corey McKenna back in June 2018. That shows the depth of quality, and big shots being landed here by Dourthe straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. She's bringing the fight to her opponent. Obviously, there is a lot at stake. A title shot against Samantha Jean-Francois, the reigning HEXAGONE star. Oh, nice uppercut there from the French fighter.
That landed flush. Timed it beautifully just as Romero was closing the distance. That's absolutely beautiful work.
Yeah, very, very smart work there. I mean,
and look at the way she's digging in for the underhooks there, raising the level of Romero. So smart.
And landing those knees as well.
A big pocket of space to be filled there with the knee, and disengaging was probably the best thing that Dourthe could have hoped for. She has that rear uppercut loaded.
Yeah, she's really finding a home for her strikes right now.
That's so intelligent. She's clearly watched a lot of tape on Romero, knows that the takedown attempt is inevitable, so has that uppercut loaded, and so quick with the hands. Just skirting the outside of the cage, trying to land some counter shots.
I really like that we're seeing much more of Dourthe stand up here, because in her last fight against Stephanie Page, a very skilled Muay Thai fighter, she ended up taking the fight to the ground and in the clinch, and that's where she found most of her success. Here, she's really getting it done on the feet, proving herself to be a well-rounded fighter.
Solid timing on the takedown, and look at the strength here. Ooh. Romero landing right into side control. And this is where she flourishes. You can see just taking a little bit of time, exercising wonderful patience, not doing anything hastily. That is the sign of a great jiu-jitsu player, taking their time. My jiu-jitsu coach, Johnny Burrows, would often say, your jiu-jitsu should be like death metal, slow and heavy.
Oh, I like that. Well, I mean, obviously, she is a very skilled grappler, BJJ brown belt, as you mentioned. And I think an interesting wrinkle in her game is also the fact that she does train with just women at Team MSP in Rio de Janeiro. A lot of the times, female fighters, they end up training with male training partners, which means that they usually have to compensate for a strength discrepancy. If you're training with just women, then it's really all about, you can mix things up in a different way.
Using the no-gi paper cutter choke there, more so as a means to make it uncomfortable for her opponent rather than a submission. But good work from Dourthe here, reclaiming guard. Hasn't fully got it yet, but has one butterfly. Perhaps may try and elevate and sweep in this position. But it's going to be very, very difficult against somebody with the credentialed grappling background as Romero.
Yeah, absolutely. And she seems to be pretty aware of everything. She's trying to
step over for the mounted guillotine. Dourthe needs to be very, very careful in this position. Could give up her back. The cage is assisting her a little bit here. We could be seeing a back take coming up here, Seb.
Yeah, it looks like it. And the cage can be an ally or an enemy. Right now, it's an ally for Dourthe, preventing Romero from getting both hooks in and taking the back properly.
Dourthe doing the right thing here by going 2-on-1 on a hand. You may see her try and baseball bat swing that arm over her head and turn in towards her opponent.
That is a great point there. Oh. All right, yeah, stand up. The referee didn't quite understand that. Right back into the thrill of things they go. Romero on the hunt now.
Needs to be wary of overcommitting here. You don't want to see her walk blindly onto a shot. Speaking of, big shot over the top from Romero. Oh, I love that uppercut.
Oh, yeah, it's her best strike by far.
And it's coming from when she throws it, she starts her hand off in a low position, so it's out of the peripheral vision. So intelligent, so it sneaks right up.
Well, she might go for a ride again, though.
Trying to get in on this single. Beautiful hips there from Dourthe. Could go short elbow, framing off on the head. Dourthe just wants to keep Romero at the end of her punches, and I don't think anybody necessarily anticipated that. Romero bounces right back up, but Dourthe has the back.
Now she might take Romero for a ride. Okay, exciting, fast-paced back-and-forth action there in the first round.
That absolutely flew in. Again, very, very, very close fight. Great matchmaking. Say perhaps the most high-profile fight of each of these fighters' career at this stage.
I do think that's a very fair point to make.
And look at the strength exhibited there by Romero.
Trying to tame her opponent here inside the cage is a Gauchina cowgirl. And both of them just, you know, really building up a legacy in their respective areas of competition. Here we have some of both strikes. I like that left hand there by Dourthe as well. Sort of her left hook and rear uppercut are both finding a home.
I would like to see her combine them, go from the uppercut to the hook.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can see, like you say, she's having success with both shots. Why not combine them? Because a lot of the time, it doesn't. That's what you see it a lot in MMA. It's a more single strike orientated style.
Yeah.
Whereas I very much like traditional Western boxing. I'd like to see her maybe throw 3s and 4s, because it doesn't have to be the first 2 that do the damage. It's the ones that land.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a great point, Bill.
Thank you.
And if you're watching this feeling like Dourthe is landing that rear uppercut with military precision, that could perhaps be a fact, or be a testament to the fact that she teaches martial arts to the military. She's one of just 2 women in France that does that.
So what you're telling me is she's tougher than a coffin nail?
Pretty much.
Nice. Romero again trying to get in on the takedown, and it's... You also have to factor in that this style of a takedown, beautiful judo trip, showing every bit of that judo black belt.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's that uppercut again, it is sumptuous.
Great sprawl as well there from a French fighter.
Doing the right thing, putting pressure on the head, has that front headlock, needs to get her back off the cage. I'd like to see her implement a little bit more lateral movement here.
I really like that she's always throwing that knee as well whenever there's ample opportunity to do so. Nice solid jab lands there as well for Dourthe.
Constantly just skirting that black, that thin black line inside the hexagon cage. Doesn't want to be a static target. Leave herself prone to the takedown. Needs to get her back off the cage once again.
Romero once again punches her way into the clinch, but can't secure a top position.
Big deep breath taken there by Romero.
She did eat a knee to the body there. That kind of stuff will zap your energy.
Yep. If you think about it like the likes of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat are taking, you have that power bar, and the more you get hit to the body, the more it begins to get depleted.
Yep.
Nice job landed by Romero this time. And then follows it up with a beautiful straight.
Oh, again, that rear uppercut. I mean, that is a thing of beauty.
And it's the intent with which she's throwing it. It's seeing those little micro movements, the head dipping ever so slightly from Romero, and being able to anticipate that. But another takedown scored by Romero. This is where she does some of her best work, but the takedowns that she has landed have been high amplitude takedowns, and she's been made to work for them. People forget sometimes that it's not just being the one taken down that takes away energy, it's also the one executing the takedown can expel a lot of energy.
Absolutely, especially these spectacular slams and throws. They look great. I mean, they're going to have a great home in Romero's highlight video going forward, but they do take a lot of energy.
Door back to her feet, and that is bound to be so frustrating for Romero. Doing all that work to score the takedown, and then your opponent essentially says, no thank you.
Yeah, it can be a bit of a hit to morale for sure.
Yep. I love a foot stomp. Oh.
Something tells me Romero doesn't feel the same way right now.
Dourthe by name, dirty by nature.
I like that she's constantly trying to land these knees, just slowly picking away at the energy of her opponent.
So you have so many little bones in your foot, very easily break a metatarsal with a foot stomp. Oh, beautiful takedown, but Romero doesn't allow it. Completely denied.
Again, that jab is on point for Doulte.
The minute Romero's very much, when it's on the feet, is just finding herself at the end of Dourthe's punches. So she may need to take a shot to land one of her own. Definitely the more polished striker is Dourthe.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say in general, the more sort of all-round fighter. And why wouldn't she be? I mean, she's kind of been there and done that when it comes to European MMA. She's competed in Cage Warriors, GMC, Cage MMA in Finland, and many other promotions as well.
Yep, as we said, the former European beatdown women's champion. If you notice, Romero slips her head to the outside every time she's slipping a punch. So if Dourthe were to follow that up, follow the jab up with a hook, so jab, hook, same hand combination, there's a likelihood that Romero's going to be right there primed for it. You see that every time it's to the outside?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Oh, another big takedown. High amplitude.
And here might come with some knees as well.
This is another great fight. Very much in the same mold as Mokima and Horsky, but the technical version of it.
Yeah, right. Back and forth action, up and down, but yeah, a little less sloppy, a little more technical, that's for sure. That's a great point.
And like both fights are like a bowl of pasta. This one just has a little less sauce in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It might be a little healthier too, I'm thinking. So yeah, two relatively close rounds. I do feel like this one did have Dourthe probably edged it.
I would agree. If you factor in her proficiency with the striking, her ability to deny the takedown whilst also executing her own. If you're in the corner of Romero right now, you're telling her you need to do something definitive in this third and final round. If not a finish, just put it on your opponent.
Yeah, definitely. Because the first round was close. You know, I could definitely understand some judges having it for Romero. So it could be one round apiece, could be 2-0 to Doulte. Regardless, if Romero wants to secure that title shot against reigning champion Samantha Jean-Francois, she's really gotta make something happen here.
I would love to see that hook. Oh, beautiful pinging shot from both fighters.
Yeah, they're both connecting.
Romero turning it into a little bit of a dogfight. And this is what happens sometimes when you crowd a really technical striker. If you turn it into a little bit of a dogfight, it puts them off the rhythm.
Yeah, absolutely. Take the technique out of it, add a little bit of dirt and grime instead. I think that would definitely favor Romero's style a lot more. She doesn't want to be caught in a technical boxing battle here. And oh,
big high crotch, but again, expelled a lot of energy and didn't get the takedown there.
Yeah.
This is a little bit of a rarity for Romero, being the one expelling all the energy in the grappling exchanges.
That's true. She usually forces her opponent to do that. Holding this clinch position might not be enough to win her the round, though. Certainly not decisively. But it is a good way of stalling until she figures out her next move.
And even then, it's very much a 50-50 style position.
Yeah.
That was a very quick separation, must be said.
Yeah, seems like the referee wants to see a little bit more dirty striking.
Lovely uppercut again from Dourthe. Oh, lands a shot and just gets her head off the center line, out of the pocket, and it's bound to be very, very frustrating for Romero.
She's kind of dipping her head when she's throwing those strikes as well.
And that is where the uppercut then comes into play from Dourthe.
Yep.
Needs to be cut. That uppercut every time. Gorgeous shot.
Absolutely, her best technique by far. I know that judo toss is pretty sweet as well.
There's only so many superlatives you can use to describe how beautiful that uppercut is.
I mean, we should have a thesaurus on hand just so we can continuously describe an uppercut in new, fantastic ways.
Have we said exquisite yet?
I don't think so.
That uppercut is exquisite.
Magnificent, even.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Tubular? Or is that a little too Ninja Turtles?
This is what Romero should have been doing from the start. Just turn it into a dirty, nasty dogfight. Because she's landing shots when she does this, but again, she's crowding her work. She doesn't need to be clinching right now.
Yeah, I think I can't agree anymore. She really should try and open up more on the feet, stress Dourthe, and then she'll find the takedowns much easier.
You might see a takedown here from Dourthe. Good head positioning.
I know, in this third round, it has been Romero putting on all the pressure.
Oh, eats a big shot, shakes her head.
She's like a little pit bull in there.
Forward, forward, forward from Romero, but you know, you've got to question just how effective it is. She's got heart for days, unquestionably.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time she's walking on the big shots. Dip in the head is so dangerous, especially when you know that Dourthe has that uppercut.
And just to shrug off that takedown attempt, but yeah, I'm surprised considering how many times she's been eating that uppercut that she is continually dipping that.
Oh! Behave yourself, you absolute rascal.
Phenomenal.
Splendiferous. Good shot to the body, but you've just failed at this juncture in the fight. It is a little bit too late for Romero. 30 seconds to go, and if she wants to win this fight, Sebastian, for my money, she needs a finish.
I think so too. I love the pressure. Oh, that was a big strike there, but then just as soon, it's like one step forward, two steps back. As soon as she gets something done, Dourthe fires back with something even better.
Big takedown, and that speaks to her MMA intellect. Acutely aware of the time in the round. 20 seconds left, score the takedown, immobilize your opponent. Like I said, this has been a technical masterclass.
Absolutely. I mean, almost displaying every single aspect of MMA. That was a nice need of a head there as well.
What a fight. Both women leaving it all in the cage, but for me, the technical nuances of the work done by Dourthe was absolutely incredible. Dourthe putting on a hurting.
La gagnante et nouvelle challenger pour le titre Strawweight World Championship, Eva Douurthë!